All right, welcome to the haul review of the most recent card show out there in Kennewick, Washington. Overall thoughts on this show, processes that I went through in my head, I'll try to explain. You can get a more in-depth view and up close and personal with the cards here. So overall, first starting off, the card show should have been on a different date. There was about a bazillion high schools graduating next to this Toyota, some type of center, next to the convention center where the card show was held out in. Parking, I had to hike about 15 minutes, 20 minutes just to get in the show. And they had the doors closed until literally the show opened at 10. So kind of right off the bat. But overall, a lot of foot traffic, smaller show. It was good to get to a show. A lot of slabs, not a lot of raw in a sense. So as we know, I like to pick up raw and grades. So tried to make the best and most of my opportunity. So these are all in order according to pickups throughout the show. First off here is 2014 Prism Peyton Manning color matching. You gotta think that looks good right there with the color matching. It came up to he had all raw cards out pretty much, I believe, if my memory serves correct. I'm filming this a day after the show. These aren't numbered, but nowadays everyone loves a good color match, and that pops pretty well. That was $10, which was in route. There was no oranges within comps, and I found some other like either Panini logos, NFL logo stuff, and they were like between the $20 and $30 range. So when he said 10 on this, I looked at it. It looked pretty clean. So as we know, I kind of review pretty in detail. 2014s, you always want to look for that bottom corner whiteness right there. I think that's passable. So we'll check surface, of course, on all these. These guys made it back. If you saw the Spokane card show, these guys came back out to this one, which I was happy to go through and pick up some more inventory. That's really what I did. I picked up a lot of inventory as far as singles, in a sense. Lower valued cards, nothing big high end. There's a few in the plus $50 range if you have seen the video. All right, so I'll whip through these real quick. This is going to be 1998 Barry Sanders. This is the Grace shimmer, however you want to say that. Grace is proper. There's no such shimmer parallel for these. So a couple of those Barry Sanders. Prominent figures of Emmitt Smith. Good market for Emmitt still. These are the refractors finish. These are numbered for their stat line there. Ray Lewis on the 2009, one of the ugliest set designs for Topps Chrome, I believe. Well, depending. This is a good picture, so it kind of goes against what I just said, but not a lot of parallels in this year. So base refractor, they weren't numbered obviously, but I thought it looks pretty straight, and he's got a pretty strong market, so can't really go wrong there. 2011 Ray Lewis blue refractor. These are numbered out of 199. I thought this guy looked pretty straight. It's really hard to dial in centering. It is a little high, but left and right doesn't look too bad. So we'll check out surface on that. Derek Thomas has a big strong following. Here we go, tongue twister on this. So I think they had this last show, and I, for whatever reason, didn't pick it up. Ended up picking up this time because the Peyton Manning that I picked up checked out pretty well. So hopefully this guy does the same. On the Brett Favre, couple rookie year Charles Woodsons on the Flair showcase, $1 each. I think this total came out to, said these were like all packed fresh. I mean, there's so much Topps Chrome stuff, I'm not quite sure what maybe was recently picked up. I'm assuming some of this stuff, they said a lot of their Flair showcase stuff was picked up from a recent collector. 2014 finest gold refractor on the Marchand. So we'll see how that is. And the final card, Peyton Manning, Man Thing on your base, but big name there. I think the total for this, I paid one. Ooh, I already forgot. I don't think it was that high actually. Oh well. It was a good deal. This other one, I remember I paid 200 even. So I am, for the life of me, I can't remember what I paid for that lot. But if you've seen the video, you will know. Julian Edelman, this is called a flash parallel. You don't see these too often in the wild for whatever reason. I've had some good, strong sales with Julian Edelman. There's a decent market for him amongst Patriots fans. This was going back to, I kind of made my rounds, and after the first lap saw that there was nothing really heading that way, so I started just kind of hitting the boxes real quick, and this total lot came out to 110 if I'm correct, or 120, somewhere in that range. So a lot of $3-ish cards, $3 to $5, $1, aside from this last card on here. So we'll run through these. 2014 Clay Matthews Panini logo on this guy. We'll check that out. So this is a lot of just like either real cheap submissions to kind of, you know, those three $1 type of submissions. Hopefully you get some gems on them, and you'll be back in that $50 range. 2013 Blue Jordy Nelson. Jason Witten, I think this was $1. It's X-Fractor, nothing big. Last year, Topps Chrome. But again, as we know, 2015, you want to definitely check out the back, and there was no whitening. So I was happy to see that. BJ Raji, it's a blue. I thought it looked pretty straight. This one's kind of easy, left to right. Check out those long blue borders on the left to right. And these are numbered out of 150, so that was kind of an easy pull there. I guess you could say this is color matching. Red refractor out of 99 for Mike Evans. Making a case for the Hall of Fame for sure. Work done. This is a refractor, even though it doesn't necessarily look like it. As you can see there, doesn't really have a strong refractor finish. It does have its protective coating there. Thought this kind of looked like a decent card with all the popping of the red Texans colors and everything. Just kind of worked well. And it's numbered at a 125. Big time name there, JJ Watt. Another Watt. This is just base hollow, but felt like it looked pretty straight. Jamal Charles, kind of in a sense color matching with the Panini logo design there. That's kind of why I picked it up. Doesn't have big, strong following, but a lot of KC fans, I think, like to collect running backs for whatever reason. Another Derek Johnson with the same Panini logo. Justin Tuck on some type of wave. I think this is numbered at 99. I don't know if that's necessarily blue wave. Guess it maybe is a blue wave, but it looks more blue in the camera than it does in person. So 2007 Topps Chrome blue refractor. I'll get these other ones out of the background. Thought it looked pretty straight, so we'll check condition. This year you definitely want to check the back for whitening, edges, chipping, corners. So that checked out all right. I just thought this card popped a little bit. John Elway, 95 edge. It's getting thrown at, but his corner's pretty solid on this guy. So we'll see how that checks out. Terrell Davis, I don't even remember picking this card. Blue refractor, probably just because it was a color matching. These aren't numbered. 2014, a lot of 2014. Shannon Sharp, green refractor, old school unis. Again, not numbered. And I think this actually is the most expensive card I picked up the entire day. It had an 80 on this, so however you want to work that lot, plus this, which I think, like I said, came out to 110. Hall of Famer, on card, low print. I mean, kind of your more prominent names for back then, I guess you would say the Oakland Raiders during that time era. So you got three colors on the patch. A lot going for this card. That's why I picked it up. I pulled it out to make sure that there were some little marks or whatever the case, and just wanted to make sure it wasn't on the actually on the card far as condition wise, things like this. So it just scrapes off, and they were just on the top loader stuff. So easy grab there. All right, then I went back to these guys, found their table again after scouring. So this was the baseball lot. Some guy, when I was there, he was going through the baseball box. So I said I'll just be back once I can. So we got a row 0, Larry Walker, now Hall of Famer. Again, when I'm looking over these cards, I'm definitely checking. I mean, these are so old, you definitely want to check for chipping, especially if you're going to be paying a decent amount, or just know your player, know your market. Picked up Barry Sanders of these guys at the last show. Barry Sanders has a much major market than Larry Walker. So you can kind of sway less condition in that sense, but once you get to a player like this, you want to make sure your condition's pretty well. Again, you can't, I'm not going to check surface on all these cards. You just don't have the time to do that. So make your most of reviewing the cards with edges, chipping, corners. It's kind of a good practice. A little off center on this guy to the right, Greg Maddox. These are numbered though. The blue I thought was a little bit of a color matching in a sense, why I picked it up. So Greg Maddox does pretty well. Adrian Beltre, rookie. It's not a refractor, this is base stuff. But now that he's in the Hall of Fame, and I think the back looks pretty clean. Not a whole lot of chipping on this. You don't see any white on those edges. This one, I was kind of shocked when I saw 50. I was like, because I know the football market pretty well, but I do not know the baseball market for these pretty well. I'm going to put these down. And I did go look up after I got home, but I didn't really look any of these up based on saying their comps was, or their numbers were around comps. It's a little high. I think some went into the high 30s, around the 40s. So it's there, but that's why with these guys, I kind of just try to knock it down as much as possible, because make sure there's a little wiggle room there, because they go both ways. Thought this card looked really clean, at least to the eye. Chipper Jones. This one's easy. You want to make sure those top lines are matching on the corners. They look pretty close. A lot of times that stuff is way off. So bottom two, make sure those lines coming down near the corners are pretty close. And yeah, this card pops. I'm actually pretty stoked on this card. Hopefully it checks out pretty well. As far as surface wise, picked up a lot of Jeter on this. He sells, we know it, right? So Yankees fans love him amongst many others. This would be the Father's Day blue, I'd assume. These are numbered out of 199. I'm guessing. If this is, I don't know my years, so excuse me on if I'm getting some of these wrong with baseball. As you know, I know the football market pretty well when it comes to Topps Chrome. So I just figured it was, 35, I don't know. But I thought it was a decent looking card, and a lot of people are looking for either rainbows of certain sets of Jeter. The market is to the moon with him. Greg Maddox picked this up is in a sense color matching. I don't think this is numbered. It's probably just base refractor, or if it is a blue, maybe they weren't numbered. I don't know finest very well. Some more Jeter. Thought it was pretty centered on this. So I think that, yeah, this is paper actually. So these next two for sure paper. A little bit of a soft corner there on the bottom left. Another Jeter. I was like iffy on picking this up, but I was like, whatever, $5. Centering looked pretty well on that top border. So I was like, well, centering's there. Might as well just pick it up and bring it home to review. Pedro, I didn't realize this was well, when I grabbed it, I didn't think it was a acetate. And then when I grabbed it last night, it looked like an acetate, and now it's not. So it's definitely not an acetate. But Pedro Martinez is pretty strong following. I thought this card looked pretty sharp and clean. We have a Legacy Collection pickup. So we know collectors love these. It's not collectors love these, but when you get a Yankees player, it's even better in a sense. These are numbered out of 100, as you know. And again, this thing looked pretty clean. I probably should have gone through their boxes and grabbed, if what they were saying is true, where they just picked up a whole bunch of these, pack fresh, never been punched around between hands from this collector. So hopefully this guy checks out really well. Obviously it's row 2, so not a desirable higher end of the 3 different parallels you can get, but kind of an easy no-brainer in a sense there. Some more Jeter, Bonds, and Johnson. I threw this in. I think whatever the number came to, he added it up. I haven't added it all up. He said like 190, and I was like, well, because I know that I was just iffy on that Frank Thomas. I was like, that seems really high. It wasn't really, but I was like, hey, you throw this in for 2, and I'll pay an even 200. So basically, I was saying like getting 10 off, although it was getting some of the rest down a bit. That strategy. All right, next lot. I'm not sure if I'm going to film this because I was here for quite a bit. I just had a lot of kind of lower valued tiered product. So I'll run through these quick. I just seen the timer on this video is getting well long. But Jake the Snake Plumber, on card auto. This is numbered, I guess hand numbered. Highly doubt he numbers them. Probably someone from Upper Deck did so, but he's got a pretty strong market. And he said, here's a little cert that goes with it. Another Jake the Snake. This is a refractor. Early road to the hall I thought was pretty funny. They kind of tried to guess who was going to make it. Yeah, not quite, but numbered out of 100. It's kind of a easy buy there. I was kind of really, I think I paid $35 for this lot. I was really trying to find key cards in here that just had an eye appeal, essentially, and or stronger markets or type of smarter plays. This is artist proof. Bruce Willis, big time Hall of Famer, within sacks, leaders. I think he's second all time. I don't know my sacks stats, but Donovan McNabb, this is numbered out of 200. The Bowman's Best, red. Emmitt Smith, thought this was a cool card with all the choice, and never really, you don't see that too often in the background on the card, and strong enough market. So a lot of these cards actually look to be in pretty good condition. I mean, look at these corners are sharp, no whitening on the front, and hallelujah, we have all white on the back. Barry Sanders, big time market, like I've always said. If you can get them for cheap and the card checks out, looks straight, grab it. You can't really go wrong. Ricky Williams, this is his rookie year. That was kind of a flashy card, kind of a color matching background back there. So, yeah. Michael Irvin, big time Hall of Famer name, 97 in this guy. It's row 0. So, it's one of the more desirable rows to have. Obviously not legacy collection, but that works. Tony Gonzalez, saw his rookie year. Can't really go wrong picking up rookie cards of Hall of Famers. They will eventually sell even if they don't check out for grading. I thought this card just kind of looked sweet with the back background. Yeah, hard to grade black, but yeah, we got. I was gonna say it looked pretty clean. A little bit of a whitening, but all these other corners are pretty strong. Yeah, it's number 2. We got some whitening down there. Overlooked this guy, but I saw Barry and I just went for it. Isaac Bruce, another Hall of Famer on the row 0. 99 finest. Not quite sure how the color's doing on this guy. It might be the top layer. I'll have to pull this out, but just base refractor. Jamal Anderson on the gems. Another Jamal Anderson, some popping color on this guy. Bull Rusher, season's best. Bettis, And his Rams uni, some early Bettis, third year, 95. I think his rookie's 93. So this is like a little insert, but that's pretty sweet looking card, I feel. And these last two, these are no-name players, but I was like, yeah, maybe someone's looking to complete the set. These are hard to find. Maybe someone's looking for the entire set of golds. It's kind of a easy buy to help someone out, get it on the interwebs for more eyes. All right, speed this up. This guy, I went by his table and saw his prices were high. You're always going to have those. I went back before I was leaving because I don't have this. If you're familiar with the channel, you know Kittle's a big PC guy for me. And I don't have the base. It looks pretty strong, except the bottom back right. He had this when I first came by at 70, and I had to show him that they're going around $50. And when I did come by that second time, there was all his cards were still in the case. He's probably wondering why he's not selling cards, because he jumped when I said, well, you take 70 for both of these, which is in a sense strong offer. I did offer strong on this at the 20 mark. These hover around the $10-15 range, but this guy looked really sharp. I'm talking that centering. I mean, the easy way to go with centering is make sure those borders on these 98 cards are straight and symmetrical, and then you can kind of get to that corner to the edge. Back looked pretty good. So as long as surface checks out, there is that little mark, but that's definitely not on the card. I can see it hovering, it's floating. I can't pick that up, but yeah, so hopefully this guy checks out. Excited about this card too. All-Star, big market for All-Star Fire. I don't know all these newer terms, but there's some flames on that one. $5 card. Just thought it looked straight, actually. So reason why I picked that guy up. Sweet looking card right here. Many have probably seen this picture, but I thought it looked clean. There's a little subtle chipping going on there, I think, now that I see it. Looks like the edges might be a little, but for the most part, I'll have to review this guy and see how he checks out. But back doesn't look too bad. I mean, we've got a white corner down, or white print on the bottom, so it doesn't really matter. But that corner is clean. So we'll see how this guy does. Hopefully there's nothing on the surface. Have not reviewed any of these yet, which I'm about to get to. So yeah, there's the up close and personal look of all the cards I picked up. We'll get these reviewed for grading and sent off. A lot of more so pickup videos going to be coming up just on eBay, because card sales are dwindling until the end of summer. Everyone's out enjoying it. So look forward to that type of action upcoming of just pickups and grading. And I will catch you all in the next time. Thank you for watching.